Little balls of Harley Davidson confusion. Catch inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hi, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're well in these testing times. So, look, I've been at work all day. I've been thinking about this for 12 hours and I need to get something off my chest. You see, this morning on my way into work, I was riding through thick fog at times and my visor on the helmet was getting covered in these tiny little water droplets that don't really disperse until they've built up, right? Bear with me, you'll see where I'm going in a minute. Even though I've got this kind of rain protective film on the visor, it still sticks to it until there's a certain amount, and then it tends to wipe off, especially if I turn my head left or right. That's one way of getting rid of any kind of water droplets off your visor as you're riding along, as opposed to wiping it with a dirty mitt. Got it? Okay. So it kind of got me thinking about all the little things that tend to accumulate on your bike, and all the things that you think you should do or you can do, and then you're told that you can't do. Lots of confusion out there, lots of conflicting information, and I suppose the internet is to blame for that. Forums are to blame for that. YouTube is definitely to blame for that as well. It's all about opinions, but sometimes you'll have the official opinion, let's say from Harley Davidson themselves, in the case of my channel, because I ride a Harley Davidson Sport Glide, right? Softail, which I love, M8 engine, love it, love it, love it. You know, that's what I really liked about this bike. That's why I bought it in the first place, right? So you get a service manual, if you can get one, of course, for your particular bike, and you follow a set procedure of how to do something. If you get, let's say, an aftermarket workshop manual, let's say like a Climber or a Haynes manual, something like that, well, they'll tell you exactly what's in the service manual, but sometimes they'll word it in a slightly different way. Sometimes there's actually conflicting information from those manuals and the official service manual. But sometimes what they tell you in the service manual, even in the official service manual, is right, of course, but it's not the only way to do things. And that's where the beauty of YouTube and forums, that's where experience comes out and you get other ideas of how to do things, especially if you don't have the proper tools. So there's all these little nuggets of information out there. There's all these little opinions out there, these sort of show and tell videos out there of how to do something. You can do it this way or do it that way. And your challenge is to separate the truth from the fiction, the golden nuggets from the chaff, pearls of wisdom or just the balls of rabbit poop. You know what I mean? If you've grown up around motorcycles or machines or cars, you tend to kind of build up a certain way of doing things. Let's say if you grew up on a farm, and farmers are notorious for kind of making do with certain things and being able to fashion things just to get a job done. If you own a workshop or you work in a workshop, you're always fashioning tools or making bits of tools or little jigs just to be able to make a job easier or just to get the job done. Sometimes you'll have a tool, you break that tool, so you might have to repair that tool. But there's always a different way of doing things. Sometimes they're successful and sometimes they're not, but that doesn't mean that you can't have a go. And there's lots of little nuggets, there's lots of bits of information out there for you to grab hold of. There's lots of information that can take you in a different direction and lead you astray, but there's certain bits of information that can put you on the right path. Take ABS on a Harley Davidson Sport Glide, Softail or the Taurus, okay? Now, what they will have you believe is that you have to take it into a dealership or into a workshop that they can electronically motor the ABS unit so that it purges all the older brake fluid in there. So when you do a brake bleed or brake flush, I should say, then you're getting a full system bleed and a full system flush. but you don't need to do that. No. So I've said this on numerous occasions in previous videos and live streams. If you're not introducing air into the system, then it's still a closed system. So all you need to do then is motor the ABS to purge that old fluid and replace it with new fluid. So basically, you take your bike out for a ride, you stamp on the brakes a few times, get the ABS unit working, and then you've shifted that fluid. Then you take it back to your garage or to your workshop, and then you do another flush of the fluid. And if you're still not feeling confident about the ABS unit, you take it out for another ride and you stamp on the brakes again, get that ABS unit working again, and then do another brake flush. So you could just do this 10 times if you wanted to, or just settle on 2. Now, of course, you could just take it to the dealership and pay 120, 150 pounds, dollars, shekels, whatever, and let them do it and job done. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'd be very tempted to do that myself if it could save me time, if I was pushed for time and I needed to do other things. Yeah, in fact, in many ways, time is one of the biggest factors as I've gotten older, not being able to do things myself, or maybe not having that correct tool. Maybe the job would take me longer, so I could pay somebody else to do it, GSI, get somebody in to do it, and it would save me all that time and all that bother. But it doesn't save me any money, and also it costs me a learning experience, or an experience just to develop my skills. There's always a positive and a negative to anything, pros and cons to anything. So anything that I see in a service manual, I'm always looking at, is that the only way to do it? Can we do it in another way? And a lot of the research that I do for the videos, or lots of ideas that I come up with videos, it's based upon that thing. Now, I will be doing a brake bleed or brake flush and ABS check in the future as well, because I get so many emails on this as well. People want to see this done on the Softails, and it can be done. I've also been in touch with many companies to see if I can show you workshop tools that you could buy for inexpensive price that will enable you to motor the ABS. Unfortunately, many of these companies don't really want to play ball. They don't really seem that interested, but you can buy some tools, some interrogation software out there for about £400 or £500 dollars, shekels, but they can go up to £4,000 or £5,000 dollars or shekels. So the technology is out there for the home mechanic to be able to do workshop service items. It's just going to cost you a hell of a lot of money. So you're going to have to decide whether you're going to make that investment for the long term, or whether you're just going to go and pay $150, pounds, dollars, shekels, whatever it is, to a dealership to have it done, or try and have a go yourself. What's the worst that can happen? That's my motto. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, you bugger up your brakes, then you just push it to the dealership, put it on a trailer, and let them sort it out. You got to fix something mechanical on your bike, well, you could have a go yourself. Just take your time, follow a workshop manual, let's say a service manual, and just take your time. Get those little stepping stones, those little bits of information, and just build on from there until you get the job done. Or if you don't feel confident, get somebody else to do it, either a friend or somebody with more knowledge, or take it to the dealership. As I say, there's always lots of ways to do things. There's many ways to skin a cat, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you know. But yeah, it sort of got me thinking this morning on the ride into work, all those little jobs, all those bits of information that you can get out there, and it's about separating what you can do, what you can't do, and sometimes you just have a go and see if it works. So that's what I will try and show you with some videos coming up, certainly over the winter period here in the UK. I'm going to show you some workshop or motorcycle techniques or little jobs, certainly on the Softails, on Harley Davidsons. I'm going to be talking about different things as well, hopefully just to clarify a few things, or maybe just to show you a few things as well, or possibly just to get you thinking about different things as well. And it could be the simplest task, but maybe doing it in a different way, or adding a bit of extra information there for you, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as well, and I hope you'll find that information useful, but also gives you an opportunity to get involved as well and share your experiences and share your bits of knowledge in the comments as well below. Right, really must go. The sun is setting and I need to get home before it gets dark. Oh yes. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. I'll catch you again on another video. Ta-da.